Oh my gosh, what have I just experienced? I experienced straight peak, straight cinema. We have so much to talk about. From Peterbot and Pollo killing Reed and Mud on a final live game, but still not ended up clutching the win. From Arc solo clutching win for Kanata, we have so much to talk about. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, like, share, and comment what was your favorite part about the video. But other than that, let's get into it. So if you guys were living under a rock, Div 1 finals happened today, and y'all probably expected the usual for Peterbot and Pollo to win again. But that wasn't the case. The GOATs themselves of Ark and Kanata won on 317 points in 6 matches and 1 win. Their best match history was a 1 elim 13, a 2 elim 11, a 1 elim 46, a 5 elim 6, a 7 elim second, and their best match that clutched up the win was a 9 elim first. So if they didn't get that last game, they didn't win it, they're probably going to lose the whole tournament. So I'm curious to see what they would do when FNCS comes, put their skill to test. Like, what can they actually do? Because they're one of the best trios that are probably going to come in to FNCS. So I'm curious to see what they would do. But coming in second, the underrated duo, y'all may or may not know them, of Noxie and Mason. Their best match history was a 4 elim second, a 7 elim second, a 3 elim fifth, and a 3 elim third. I'm happy to see underrated duos like them making it to the top 10. But other than them is Ritual and Cold. Their best match history was a 6 elim first, a 5 elim 14, a 5 elim 6, and a 10 elim fourth. They had a real shot of winning the whole thing if they just won that final game. But coming under them, Muzz and Reed, they were supposed to win the whole thing, but in the final game, P and Pollo killed them and tried to kill them for the win. But that's how they got. They didn't win the whole entire team. But their best match history was a 5 elim 19, a 6 elim fourth, a 10 elim second, and a 3 elim 11. So they probably would have won the whole thing if it wasn't for Peterbot and Pollo. But in 7th place, we got Clicks and Higgs of 251 points in 6 matches and 1 win. Their best match history was a 2 elim fourth, a 6 elim first, and a 3 elim fifth. That's actually a good placement because if you didn't know, Clicks was in Boston for an event with Faxity. So he was on like 80 ping. So 7th place is not bad for someone who's on 80 ping. That's actually not bad. But y'all might be wondering, if Peterbot and Pollo didn't win, then what place could have got? So, surprisingly, in 10th place is Peterbot and Pollo on 210 points in 5 matches and got 0 wins out of it. They had average elims of 5 and average points of 42. And their match history was a 13 elim third, a 8 elim ninth, and a 5 elim 20th. So, surprisingly, Peterbot and Pollo didn't win. And we now learned that they could be stopped. They could now win every single tournament. So this is probably good information for all the top pros looking to actually compete and win. We now know that Peterbot can win everything. So that's actually pretty good. Not for Peterbot, but for other teams. I'm probably too late to talk about this, but I need to talk about it. They updated how Storm Surge officially work. In the old Storm Surge, basically, if too many players were alive in the late zones, Fortnite would activate something called Storm Surge. It would punish players who weren't dealing enough damage. Basically, if your total damage was below a certain number, you start taking 25 damage every few seconds, even if you're in zone. The only way to be above the storm damage threshold is if like you get enough damage and enough tags. But this created a problem called trading. I think everyone knows trading, and everyone probably doesn't want it in the game. Trading works how like if you take 2,000 damage, but if you attack another person with 2,000 damage, y'all both get Storm Surge. Y'all both get advantage. So they could probably create an infinite amount of Storm Surge. Everyone had issues with this, so Fortnite officially changed it and they reworked how Storm Surge works. But they finally reworked how Storm Surge works. Basically, how it works, it will change from total damage dealt to net damage dealt minus damage taken. Basically, how this works is, let's say you deal 100 damage on an enemy, but then you took 50 damage. Your total surge will be 50 because it takes your total damage you dealt from somebody minus the damage you received. So your total surge will be 50. Another example is, let's say you deal 1,000 damage, but you take 0. Your total surge would then be 1,000 surge because you didn't take no damage. So I'm curious to see how this Storm Surge will work in future tournaments, and let me know in the comments what do y'all think. Is the Storm Surge good or is it bad? In my personal opinion, I think the Storm Surge is good and bad. It's good because now it subtracts trading. There won't be as much trading problems, but I think pros will still figure out a way how they can still figure out to trade with this new Storm Surge. So I'm like in the middle of this Storm Surge, but it's not bad. It's like an improvement. They're going on the right path for making Fortnite better and making the tournament better for viewers and just pros all around. So all in all, I think Fortnite is going on the right path to making Fortnite great again. Because a couple days ago, a couple weeks ago, even like months ago, their player count has been just drastically decreasing, and they're trying to do everything they can just to make it increase. But I think with these new updates, Fortnite tournaments and Fortnite comp will be back someday. But let me know what y'all think was the greatest part. In my opinion, I love how Ark and Kanata crashed. His game crashed in the very final game, so Ark had to solo clutch it up, and he had to prove his worth. He had to prove that Kanata choice wasn't the wrong one. He had to prove why Kanata chose him. So he clutched up the win for Kanata, and they were actually going crazy. So let me know if what was your favorite part about this video. But before I end, thank you guys so much for watching my videos. I'm My videos may not be the highest quality, but I thank y'all guys for enjoying, liking, subscribing my videos, and y'all didn't have to be here. So I'm probably gonna work on editing and work on my editing a little bit more. But thank y'all guys for just watching my video. And peace out. See you in the next vid.